send it out. 𝐍𝐁𝐀𝐒𝐒𝐔 no good on that three. 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒𝐔 hustles for it. lim, another three ball. That is Robert Lim.
But that was a great effort again para kay 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒𝐿. That's their 7th offensive rebound for this game.
And 11 points already for Robert Lim. Meanwhile, Arbiles will try to answer back, but he won't. Quebec no good. Santos and UMAK. Oh, that's gonna be too strong. That was intended for Robert Lim, but it'll be turned over to the CUP Green Eagles.
And Santos was impatient in that possession, trying to give that leak out pass to his teammate.
Here comes CUP. Ruiz. Meneses. De Leon has it. For the meantime, we'll turn it over to Steph for a in-game report.
Sa panig muna tayo ng UMAK Hardy Herons. This season so far has been hard for the team. This is what Coach 𝐍𝐵 told me when I asked him kung kamusta na ba ang lagay ng koponan. Since they started the season going up against two tough components, their losses were indeed heartbreaking. At ito pa, alam niyo bang they only started to train a month before the season starts. Kaya rin isa ang chemistry sa mga wino-work on ng koponan as the season progresses. Ang ginagawa nga nitong si Coach 𝐍𝐵 daw is nagpapa-team lunch para tulungan ng koponan to help build relationship between each other. Despite the team being young, it's their eagerness and positive mindset that drives them to keep on playing. Aside from that, Coach is also relying on his remaining vets in the name of JD Nepomuceno and Enzo Montecastro to help lead the team in every game. Are you seeing their eagerness so far, Coach Quito and Cho?
Thank you very much, Steph, for that in-game report. And yes, I am actually seeing the aggressiveness, lalo na on the side of Enzo Montecastro. You know he has the confidence. And speaking of, he fires for three, but he won't make it.
And even Lim also very aggressive for this game, as he is the leading scorer already of for UMAK with 11 points.
Meanwhile, Casuyon. But that's going to be a foul, another foul actually on Nepomuceno. So it's going to be another possession for CUP. It'll be Ruiz triggering the inbound from the baseline. Finds Meneses at the corner. He's up against 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒𝐿. Now you up top. He will fire a three. No good against Nepomuceno.
Hindi sila patient with moving the ball around. Talking about CUP.
Yano 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐿. Almost lost it. Lim back to 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐿. Good passing from UMAK. Nepomuceno will complete the play.
Another assist there by 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐿. That's his 4th assist already, but that was a great kick-out pass to Nepomuceno with a wide-open three.
Meanwhile, CUP swings the basketball around. That's no good from Ruiz. As Lorion hustles for that board.
Great box out there by Nepomuceno. Di nakagalaw si 𝐍𝐿 doon.
Timeout going to be called by Coach 𝐍𝐵 Valencia as he'll try to talk things over with his UMAK boys. We'll return after this short break. Back to the action right here after that timeout called by Coach 𝐍𝐵 Valencia. And so far it's 30-27, 3-point lead for the Hardy Herons as it's still a close game so far. Well, at least so far. And so far as well, it's Robert Lim, the guy triggering the inbound right now, leading the charge for UMAK. with 11 points. Monte Castro has it. It's in his hands as he'll be the one to direct the offense. 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒 gets it after providing the screen, and he will knock down that three-point bomb.
Back-to-back baskets para dito kay 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐿. That's his 6th point in the game.
So you gotta love the energy coming from UMAK. Make that a 6-point lead for them, actually. So far, the momentum is on the side of UMAK. But right now, actually, UMAK breaking their own momentum as they're on the foul limit. 2 freebies for Meneses as the first one is good.
As you can see in the line, 𝐀𝐀𝐻𝐿, he's averaging 9.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 8 assists.
And what an all-around performance
Yes.
for the past 2 games for 𝐀𝐀𝐻𝐿. Hopefully that'll be enough. Right now, Lorion bumping, tried to muscle his way inside but failed. Meanwhile, 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐻𝐿, no good at that fadeaway 3. Here comes Ruiz, drops it. De Leon, drop pass. 𝐀𝐀𝐻𝐿, good at that mid-ranger.
Good kick-out pass para dito kay De Leon.
Meanwhile, Monte Castro, crazy shot, won't go for him.
I was wondering how come they're rushing their shot there in that possession.
Meanwhile, the lefty Ruiz got at that fadeaway near the elbow.
And that's Ruiz 6 points in this game.
Hernandez has it. Ruiz. No good from Hernandez. He was guarded by Ruiz. Meanwhile, Monte Castro. Kick ball violation, but nonetheless, he stopped the sequence.
Yes.
Timeout called by Coach Benedict Martin as he'll try to recalibrate his strategies. We'll return after this short break. Back to the action right here. Again, it's 33-32. 1-point gap in favor of the Hardy Herons as there's 41 seconds remaining, less than a minute before our halftime. And talking about the first and second periods, CUP able to outscore UMAK in that first period just by 3. And then this second quarter so far, it's UMAK on top, a +4 for them. Meanwhile, that is missed by Ruiz. Laxarum on the run. Last 32 seconds. UMAK a chance to capitalize. 𝐍𝐀𝐻𝐿 will fire. Another one for 𝐍𝐀𝐻𝐿.
Wow, that's 9 points for 𝐍𝐀𝐻𝐿 in this second quarter.
And a total of 25 points in total for UMAK. Meanwhile, they have another chance. Last 9 seconds. The attack, Enzo sends it out. Hernandez for 3. That is overcooked. Last 2 seconds. Movilia, the ball is in his hands. He puts one up. Almost, but not quite for John Lloyd Movilia, as that'll be it for the first 2 chapters of this game. 36-32. 4-point gap in favor of the Hardy Herons. As we return for the start of the second half. Once again, this is NAASCU Season 22, Usad sa 22. say, a fast first half actually for both teams, as again, in that first period, it's CUP outscoring UMAK, a +3 for them, 14-11, and the second half, it's the University of Makati Hardy Herons answering back with their own 25 points compared to only 18 only of CUP.
Yes.
Of course, thanks to a bunch of guys, namely JD Nepomuceno has 9 points alone in that second period. Of course, let's not forget Robert Lim with the 11. And on the other side, it's a bunch of guys as well. You with 8, Meneses has 7, of course.
So take a look at this halftime stats for the Hardy Herons. They're shooting 35% in the field with 20 rebounds and 21 big bench points with 5 second chance points. Samantalang here in PCU Green Eagles, they're shooting 36% in the field, grabbing 25 rebounds. Their bench points is 12 points and with 6 second chance points. But one thing that really separates them is the 3-point made baskets by UMAK, which UMAK already has 8 out of 21. That's 38% in the field compared to 2 out of 17 nitong CUP.
While coming into this ball game, you know, we initially knew that both teams, again, you could consider them both undersized. Both teams like to run, so definitely when it comes to small guys, when it comes to small players, shooting will be essential. And UMAK has indeed used that to their advantage. Use a three-pointer as their main weapon, at least so far in this ball game. And we shall see how CUP responds to that. And right now, first possession of our second half, belonging to the Hardy Herons. It's Robert Lim triggering the inbound from half court. But wait a minute, looks like it'll be overturned as our officials.
Yeah, because during the jump ball, it was the possession of UMAK.
So it's corrected. It'll be with CUP a chance to get first blood of our second half. Kurt Meneses has the basketball. He swings around. De Leon, you up top, will hand it off. Ruiz, it's outside. Good swing. No good from Luigi De Leon. Here comes Enzo Montecastro, the attack. Good find inside to Quinto.
And good read there by Montecastro. He saw De Leon helping aside and he dishes it out to his open teammate.
So right now it's a 6-point lead for the University of Makati.
They already have 12 assists. Look at that replay. Dishing it out to his open teammate, itong si Quinto.
As a ball-dominant player, but you know, you gotta love the unselfishness, specifically in that play.
Yes, 100%. And although for the past 2 games, he's just averaging 4 points and 1 assist. Or rather, he's averaging 4.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists.
Meanwhile, it's going to be a turnover coming from CUP. Again, they are trailing by 6, so UMAK another chance to extend their 8-point lead, or rather their 6-point lead. Montecastro brings it down, almost loses it, gives it to Nepomuceno. The pick provided, he fires, no good. Movilia, forward pass, Kurt Meneses. Pulls one up. No good from Meneses.
Yes, sorry, missed there by Meneses. That was an open shot.
Meanwhile, a foul going to be drawn by Enzo Montecastro. So 2 freebies coming up for the Spitfire guard of UMAK. So far it's 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 dimes for this guy right here, Enzo Montecastro. First one is no good for Enzo.
And he's the assist leader here for UMAK, apart from Laksarum.
1 out of 2 on that trip coming from Enzo Montecastro. Meanwhile, make that a 7-point gap in favor of the Hardy Herons. Ruiz, good challenge, but he will get it back. And still no good. Great defense coming from the Hardy Herons.
Yes, great defense para dito kay Lorion. Sacrificing his body up just to create a stop.
Meanwhile, another bucket for Enzo Montecastro. 6 points for him.
Good aggressive move there para dito kay Montecastro, seeing the gap against Meneses.
Correction, it's 7 points already for Enzo Montecastro. So far, momentum on the side of the Hardy Herons. They are up by 9. So it'll be CUP with the possession. Ruiz triggering the inbound. Ends up with Meneses. Now it's 𝐍𝐿 firing for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Finally, something's going on in the part of CUP. And that's their first basket of the game. Of the third quarter.
So CUP cuts the lead to just 6. Meanwhile, Nepomuceno drawing a foul. So it'll be second team foul of CUP in this third chapter. So possession shall stay with the UMAK, as 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒 will be the one to trigger the inbound from the sidelines. Wait a minute, Coach 𝐍𝐵 seems to have a concern with our officials.
And he was given a warning for improper bench decorum.
So play will continue. So here comes 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒. Finds Nepomuceno outside. Lorion provides the pick for him. Sends it inside. Lorion, try to drop it to Quinto.
Great help there by Meneses, getting that steal.
Great defense from CUP. Now it's the offensive side, but they will miss that three-pointer. Nepomuceno running for UMAK. 1-on-3 situation. And that'll be no good from Nepomuceno. Meanwhile, Meneses, mid-range jumper, that's money for him.
And finally, a basket here for Meneses.
So make that just a 4-point lead for the Hardy Herons. It's a 2-possession game, as there's over 6 minutes remaining in chapter number 3. Lorion, the bump, puts one up off the glass, no good. Ruiz tracks down the rebound, and here comes Kurt Meneses on the run. Meneses, oh, what a sequence coming from Kurt Meneses.
Great finish there by Meneses, coming from a contact.
Kurt Meneses just turning on the Jets, cuts the lead to just 2. Let's take another look. In this Kurt Meneses mid-range jumper, the initial possession, and of course followed up by the fast break, a bucket. Again, 2-point lead by UMAK. We'll be back.
Coach Benedict Martin is aware of the fact that his team has a tendency to be complacent when they think they have the advantage, and that's what he thinks is happening right now. Bukod pa rito, napakalambot daw ng depensa ng koponan at ayaw mag-usap sa loob ng court. Coach called his point guards to wake them up at sinabing sa kanila dapat mag-umpisa ang communication. Sa panig naman ng Hardy Herons, Coach 𝐍𝐵 commended the team for a good first half despite the lack of training. At sinabihan ng mga ito to take advantage of the momentum. Huling paalala lang ni Coach, the team is to avoid turnovers, take care of their ball possession, and attack hard. Gentlemen?
Thank you very much, Steph, for that report. And indeed, both teams do have their similarities. And that is the reason why it's only a 2-point game right now in favor, of course, of UMAK.
And that's a great input also for Coach Meneses for kasi their previous game was so disappointing. It was a disappointing loss, losing against Enderun by just 2 points. So for sure they want to bounce back in that game.
Definitely it'll be easier said and done. Meanwhile, Quinto attacks. That's gonna be a foul called on CUP, their third team foul. Let's take another look at this attack. So 2 freebies coming up for UMAK. And that is Enrico Quinto. So far, Green Eagles on top, but just by 1 point. As first freebie, no good for Enrico Quinto. So far, Robert Lim and Kurt Meneses both have 11 points for their respective teams, as that's 0 out of 2 for Enrico Quinto. Meneses brings it down for the Green Eagles. They swing it around. Ruiz, now it's at the wing. It's the attack. Drop pass. And it's going to be a foul this time on UMAK. Their first team foul only of this quarter.
Yeah, but that was a great execution by attacking and finding an open guy. Itong si number 4, Kasuyon.
First freebie on its way. First one is good for Berdan Kasuyon. So far has 2 points and 2 rebounds, averaging close to 4 points. One of the more lengthy players of CUP. So he's able to go 2 out of 2, make it a 3-point gap in favor of them, of course. Meanwhile, good defense from CUP. Quinto though, this time it's De Los Reyes. It's gonna be a foul on the floor, a blocking foul. 4th team foul, no more fouls to give for the Green Eagles, as possession will stay with the Hardy Herons.
And that's the second foul of Kasuyon already.
Santos will trigger the inbound. From the baseline, finds 𝐍𝐿ⴜ picked up by Ruiz. De Los Reyes provides the pick. Laksarum nowhere to go. De Los Reyes has it. He will fire one. No good from him. Here comes Jomar Yugto on the run. Turning on the Jets. Yugto, no good. Meanwhile, on the other side, Yano Laksarum turning on Jets of his own, but will miss. Good thing Robert Lim was there.
And that's Robert Lim's 13th point. And Laksarum seems to be struggling in this third quarter.
But nonetheless, UMAK able to cut the lead of the Green Eagles to just 1, as there's over 3 minutes remaining in chapter number 3. Meanwhile, all the way from Pasay, that is Danilo Ruiz.
And he's been looking for that 3-point shot. Itong si Ruiz.
Meanwhile, Quinto off balance will miss that 3-pointer. Here comes Danilo Ruiz, the lefty, running. Will send it to his teammate. No good from Jomar Yugto. Rebound tracked down by Santos. He is running. He will step on the brakes. Sends it to De Los Reyes. Now Lim. He fires. No good from Robert Lim. Meneses. Danilo Ruiz. And that's good on the layup. Challenges the defense of Enrico Quinto.
And that's the 13th point already of Ruiz.
6-point lead for CUP. Laksarum will make it 3 points.
Finally, a basket para dito kay Laksarum in the third quarter.
1 possession game. No good coming from Danilo Ruiz. Rebound tracked down by Quinto. And here comes Yano Laksarum. Sends it out. Good find. Robert Lim. Kaboom!
It seems like they have this chemistry already. Itong si Lim and Laksarum.
We have another deadlock at 49. And again, the reason why we have a close game is the similarities of both of these teams. Meneses, basket and one for the little guy. You gotta love the confidence, the fearlessness of this number 30, Kurt Meneses.
Game long para dito kay Meneses, and that's the 13th point para dito kay Meneses with 4 rebounds and 6 assists.
So make it a 3-point play. More importantly, a chance to give his team a 3-point lead. And he does. And indeed, Kurt Meneses, one of the guys that Coach Benedict Martin told us to watch out for.
Yes.
And indeed, he's not disappointing, at least so far. In the meantime, UMAK having this possession. Santos, the bump, he fades away. No good. Laxarum, great save. It's still with UMAK. Nepomuceno finds De Los Reyes inside, overcooks it. And rebound by Meneses. Good find to the cutting Jomar Yugto at the fast break.
What a rebound para dito kay Meneses. You can see that vertical leap and a good pass para naman dito ulit kay Meneses.
And aside from 13 points, Meneses has 5 rebounds and 7 assists. Talk about an all-around performance for number 30. Meanwhile, Danilo Ruiz fires one, sends it home, and brings out the finger gun.
And that's the second 3-pointer para dito kay Ruiz in this third quarter.
And more importantly, an 8-point lead for the Green Eagles. A little bit of cushion, a little bit of breathing room for the boys from Pasay. On that 3-point bomb in your face, says Danilo Ruiz. Meanwhile, a chance to answer that. No good on that fadeaway. That's going to be a foul called on Duterte. So that's their 5th foul of this quarter, and that's going to be 2 freebies for the rookie Yano Laxaro.
And that's the second foul of Lorete. Should have boxed out and positioned himself to get the rebound. And because of that, Laxamarum rather, will have a chance to take 2 free throws.
9 points already for Laxarum, along with 4 boards and 5 dimes. Second one on its way, and he'll go 2 out of 2. So lead is now down to just 6 for the Green Eagles. No lead is safe for both teams, at least for this game. Meanwhile, Meneses up top. Looks at the time, last 7 seconds. Kurt Meneses, the spin. Sends it out. Ruiz overcooks it. And that'll be it for our first 3 chapters. It's 57-51. 7-point gap, or rather 6-point gap, as the Green Eagles, City University of Pasay, stays in the front seat. And again, this is the one and only NAASCU Season 22, Usad sa 22. We return for more action. Back to the action right here for the start of the 4th and final period. 57-51, a 6-point gap in favor of the City University of Pasay Green Eagles. But so far, again, if you've watched the rest of the ball game or the past 3 quarters, you know no lead is safe. But at least CUP has a little bit of breathing room as UMAK will have this first possession of the 4th. Nepomuceno being double teamed, finds Lorion. The bump, the spin. He puts one up, rejected by no other than Kurt Meneses.
What a rejection there by Meneses. Didn't expect that a small guard like him can reject that type of shot.
Small guard indeed, 5'9" to be exact. Meanwhile, Monte Castro, quick fire, kaboom!
What a shot there by Monte Castro coming from an inbound play.
And you know, that is what Enzo Monte Castro can do. He trims down the lead of CUP to just 3. Right now, the attack, Ruiz. The ball slips out of his hands. Movilla sends it out. 𝐍𝐀𝐀𝐒𝐒 from deep. Answers back with his own triple.
𝐍𝐿𝐶, that's his 11th point already, but that was a good pass there.
And make that 3 players for CUP in double figures. Actually, it's the same case on the other side with UMAK. Also 3 players with double figures. Actually, it's Nepomuceno with 9, so almost 4 players in double figures for them.
And that's what you expect in this type of team. Because when we talked with Coach Benedict Martin a while ago, he expects that each and every player contributes in terms of points.
And both teams indeed showcasing what teamwork is. As first freebie is no good for Lorion. They're down by 6. Second one on its way. He goes 0 out of 2. Rebound tracked down by 𝐍𝐿𝐶.
Missed opportunity there in the part of UMAK, missing those 2 freebies.
Meanwhile, De Leon. The ball is in his hands. Finds Movilla now at the post. Also, that's gonna be a foul on Yano Laksarum, their first team foul of UMAK in this period.
That was a good seal there by 𝐍𝐿𝐶, trying to expose the weakness of Laksarum.
So it'll be 𝐍𝐿𝐶 triggering the inbound, finds Meneses. Sends it out. De Leon from deep. No good from Luigi De Leon. He tried to get it back, but possession will go to the Hardy Herons.
De Leon has been struggling all game long in this game.
Meanwhile,
missing a couple of freebies.
Laksarum will lose the basketball. Jomar 𝐍𝐿𝐶 running. Meneses will not complete it, but a putback is good for Jomar 𝐍𝐿𝐶 as Yano Laksarum limping. Seems to have slipped. And it's not looking good for him. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
We saw it in this ankle that he twisted his ankle.
And it's very unfortunate as he's been a primary contributor for UMAK. And not just for this game, but actually for their past games.
Yes. And right now he has 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
So he seems to be able to put weight on that right foot. Pero mukhang hirap. So nonetheless, he will take a breather. And someone will have to fill in his role. Again, has 10 points. Same with Enzo Monte Castro. But right now, it's the chance of Green Eagles to capitalize.
Yes. And this is a major problem para dito sa UMAK not having Laksarum on the court.
Hernandez has it. Sends it out. Lim. Butterfingers on that sequence. So a chance for CUP to actually make it a double-digit lead. All they need is 2 points as they're up by 8. So far, it's Danilo Ruiz leading the charge. A while ago, it was Kurt Meneses. Nonetheless, again, 3 players of CUP in double figures already. Meneses has it. Up against Hernandez. The pick rejected by Meneses. Tried to drop it last minute to 𝐍𝐿, but that's going to be tapped away. Possession will stay with the Green Eagles.
But actually, he was wide open to take that shot or perhaps do a floater. But he decides to pass it off.
De Leon has it. 𝐍𝐀𝐀 asking for a pick. 𝐍𝐿 provides it. 𝐍𝐀𝐀 has 2 seconds. Drops Montecastro, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. He could have taken the shot when
Yes.
Montecastro was down.
But he loses that ball, his basketball, and he wasn't able to take that shot.
Meanwhile, Montecastro, no good on that 3-point attempt. UMAK keeps it alive though. Montecastro to Hernandez. Now Nepomuceno at the corner. He attacks baseline, fades away. And no good. UMAK, another possession. Lorion sends it out. Hernandez. Montecastro thought about the 3. No good on that mid-range jumper as Meneses tracks down the board. And he'll get fouled by Hernandez. That'll be team foul number 2 of Pasay. Or rather, team foul number 2 of UMAK. Over 6 minutes remaining in our ball game. 𝐍𝐿 will attack. One-hander off the glass. It's good for John Lloyd 𝐍𝐿.
Great finish there para dito kay 𝐍𝐿 using the board.
And CUP with a little bit of breathing room. A 10-point lead for them. And that'll be missed by Nepomuceno. He's been cold. Kurt Meneses brings it down. CUP a chance to extend their double-digit lead. 𝐍𝐿 hands it off. De Leon, another handoff. 𝐍𝐀𝐀 from deep. Overcooks it. Nepomuceno tracks down the board. Montecastro receives it. Montecastro. That'll be swiped away by 𝐍𝐿 as possession will stay with UMAK.
You got to appreciate the active hands of CUP trying to bother the passes of UMAK.
So UMAK, sideline inbound by Hernandez. He finds Lim. Robert Lim pulls up, no good for him. Rebound by De Leon.
He's been struggling too in this 4th quarter, itong si Lim.
Meneses to Ruiz. At the left side of the arc, now it's 𝐍𝐿 up top. This time it's the other side of the arc. Kurt Meneses up top. Ruiz, no good. And that's out of bounds. Possession to UMAK.
This is a perfect opportunity for Makati to execute something to create a momentum.
And a timeout called right here. So far it's a 10-point lead by CUP. We shall return.
Mapunta naman tayo sa panig ng leading team ang Green Eagles kanina before the second half starts. Parang hinanap ni Coach Benedict Martin sa team yung mga laro na inaral daw nila during training. Parang hindi na nagre-reflect sa laro ng koponan. Pero by the end of the 3rd quarter and coming into the 4th one, nakita naman niya na nag-reflect na ang laro ng mga ito. Meron lang 2 paalala si Coach para sa 4th quarter. Number 1, paalala pa rin niya kanina, do not be complacent. And number 2, use the team's strength to their advantage. Yung strength na sinasabi ni Coach ay yung ball sharing, dribble drives, and ang kickouts. Now, will it be another victory for the Green Eagles or an end of a losing streak for the Hardy Herons? Abangan natin yan, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Steph, for that report. And indeed, that question you just asked, we're all finding an answer to that certain question.
Yes, that's correct. But that's been their play all game long, itong dribble drive movement. As you can see, that 3-point basket ni Meneses puts them in a 13-point advantage.
Cold-blooded 3 coming from Kurt Meneses. Enzo Montecastro Let's see if UMAK still has little left or a little more gas left in the tank. As Monte Castro, no good. UMAK saves it. Robert Lim has it. Monte Castro sent it to the other side. That's good from 3. 12 points for JD Nepomuceno.
And finally, a basket here para dito kay Nepomuceno. That's his 4th three-pointer of this game.
There's still under 4 minutes remaining. Still a lot of chances for the Hardy Herons to do something. Meanwhile, no good from Movilia. And on the run is Monte Castro and UMAK. They will step on the brakes. Lorion tried to send it to the cutting JD Nepomuceno, but that'll be turned over instead. So it's a 10-point gap still. Double-digit lead for the Green Eagles. Meanwhile, Movilia. Nowhere to go. Finds Ruiz outside. And he will lose the basketball as he'll turn it over to UMAK. So again,
And that's an 8th turnover para dito sa CUP.
Nepomuceno being harassed by Movilia. They swing it around. Monte Castro ends up with Lorion. Will muscle his way inside, but that won't work for him. Meneses. CUP taking their time. They know they're up by a bunch. 10 to be exact. Meneses has it. This time it's De Leon. Now it's at the corner. Ruiz, the lefty, will knock down that corner triple.
A good pass there by De Leon for an open teammate, Ruiz. And that's the 20th point para dito kay Ruiz.
And slowly but surely, CUP finding light at the end of the tunnel as Enzo Montecastro and company have been cold.
And slowly UMAK is trying to play individually.
De Leon, the pick. He will fire a three of his own and he will sink it from downtown.
And that was his first basket of the game, itong si De Leon.
Actually already has 7 points.
Oh, 7 points.
So it'll be Lorion, baseline inbound. As we're seeing a couple of new faces on the side of CUP. So it's Gaon and Runkle entering the court for the City University of Pasay. Meanwhile, it's almost the same guys for UMAK. And it looks like they'll be having one more push. And that's good from Enzo Montecastro. Has 13 points in this game. But still, they're trailing by 13. So they will have to play near perfect basketball as time is not their friend. Ruiz tried to fish for the foul, but it won't work. Montecastro and UMAK on a run. They will have to hurry. Montecastro, nowhere to go. A foul called on Gaon.
And you can see that CUP is really trying to be physical with Montecastro.
Yes, they're aware that he's the one to watch out for. But again, time is the friend of CUP. They will have to just burn the clock right here. Meanwhile, Montecastro, no good. And a minute remaining in chapter number 4. And slowly but surely, again, CUP seeing light at the end of the tunnel. And what a game it has been for the Green Eagles. Again, they are coming off a loss. Both teams coming off a loss, but you know, unfortunately, only one can prevail for today's matchup. And at least for now, the
Yes.
last laugh will belong to CUP.
And you gotta give credit with how CUP executed their offense and how they responded to their coach, Coach Benedict Martin.
And that'll be it. 20 seconds remaining. Looks like both teams will just burn the clock right now again. Congratulations to our winners, the City University of Pasay Green Eagles, for nabbing this W against the UMAK Hardy Herons. And of course, again, a lot of performers on the side of CUP. We have Ruiz, Meneses, Yugto. You know, 3 players in double figures. And, you know, just an overall team effort for the side of CUP.
Yes. And it's very unfortunate for UMAK to lose Laxarum at the start of the 4th quarter. I hope he will bounce back in the next game.
It certainly contributed
Yes.
to, you know, the unfortunate sequences that they've faced. But right now, our final score again, 73-60, a 13-point victory for the Green Eagles. Looks like the team will be coming home to Pasay, laughing and smiling. But right now, we're just waiting for our player of the game again. I've mentioned a lot of players stood out, but only one can be selected to be
Yes.
our player of the game. And of course, we have no other than our courtside reporter for today, Stephanie Benito, to introduce us to him in a short while. But again, congratulations to this 13-point win, the Green Eagles. And now we'll be introducing our Synergy Best Player of the Game.
Kayo ng player of the game, Kurt Meneses. Kurt, first off, congratulations sa victory nyo para sa araw na ito. Matanong ko lang sa'yo, during your last game against Enderun, it was a really heartbreaking one kasi natalo kayo by 2 points only. Ito ba yung nag-drive sa team para magandang pakitang laro para sa araw na ito?
Opo, ginawa lang po namin yung mga lapses namin, tinama namin nung mga during training namin yung mga past few days po. Yun lang po, sumunod lang po kami kay coach kung ano yung mga tinuturo niya sa amin, kung ano po yung mga pagkakamali namin, tinama lang po namin. Yun po.
Ayun, pag-usapan naman natin yung laro sa araw na ito. Kurt, the team is known to be like good starters. Pero during the first half, medyo nalamangan kayo ng Hardy Herons. Anong nangyari during the first half?
Ayun po, medyo nagmamadali po kami sa mga execute ng play namin. Teka lang, shoutout sa mga to. Pasensya na po. Yun po. Yun po, kaya po kami nagkaroon ng mga errors kasi po nagmamadali po kami sa pag-execute ng play. Yun po, kailangan po namin talaga timing sa mga execution namin ng play.
Ayun, narinig ko nga kanina, hinanap sa inyo ni Coach yung play na ginagawa niyo daw during the training. Pero napakita niyo naman that you guys did well in today's game. Ngayon naman, Kurt, bibigyan kita ng pagkakataon kung meron kang gustong batiin. Fans, family, go ahead.
Binabati ko nga pala yung family ko dyan sa Tengko, Meneses family po dyan sa Tengko. At saka yung girlfriend ko po, si Angel, kaila coach po, Coach Benedict, Coach Ivan, sa mga sumusuporta po sa CUP Eagles, tsaka sa teammate ko po, yun po. Maraming salamat po.
Ayun, maraming salamat again, Kurt. Congratulations. Best player of the game, Kurt Meneses. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Steph. Once again, our Synergy Best Player of the Game, it's Kurt Meneses. An all-around performance for him, giving this 13-point W to the CUP Green Eagles. Once again, congratulations to CUP. And still props to the Hardy Herons for showing up in today's game. And right now, we'll be proceeding to our second game after this one. And we'll be taking just a short break. And once again, you're still tuning in to NAASCU Season 22, Courtside sa 22.